Hey everybody, I'm reviewing the Bad Batch episodes 4 and 5. Now I gotta be honest, these were kind of the weakest episodes of the show. Now I know the Bad Batch has kind of had slower episodes, but these episodes I just felt like they were kind of just made for the heck of it. So this episode's called Faster, and this episode, spoilers, this is another episode about Hunter or Echo. We do see Tech and Wrecker and Omega, but this episode is mainly about how Sid's has to deal with this one crime lord, and I can't really tell what's going on. It's basically like they captured her, or they owe her debt or something, and the only way they can get the crime boss the money is if they race. And the only racer they got is this one droid played by Ben Schwartz. Now Ben Schwartz is a voice actor. I may have talked about him in my Sonic review I did 2 years ago, or 3. It's where I feel Ben Schwartz is playing himself a lot. Even in this role, I can just tell it's the voice, the way the character acts. Not trying to bash at Ben Schwartz. I think he's a cool actor. But every time I feel like I see him voicing a character, it's just, he feels like he's the same character. But it's nice he's in Star Wars, for sure. And basically, the races in this episode I think it's like a speeder racing. Kind of reminds me of the Old Republic, where you get the speeder race in that game. Also, it's not like the pod racing. It's not like that. This is just straightforward speed racing, and you get all these ramps and these tunnels. It's basically Mario Kart, but Star Wars edition. There are Star Wars Racers games, so that's what the vibe I was getting when seeing this. I was like, that was kind of neat. And I think the crime boss, I couldn't tell who the voice was. He kind of sounded like Ron Perlman. He's a great actor too. I don't know, I had to look it up, but I think his species, the character he's playing, is from The Force Awakens. So yeah. I think nothing really happens in this episode. I think the droid ends up speed racing, but he ends up getting killed. But then he gets rebuilt anyway. And so the way they want to save Sid's life is Tech decides to race, and he just goes for it. He races, and it's an alright scene, and then he wins, and the batch go their separate ways with these crime lords, and it looks like he might be set up for a future villain of the show, but who knows. So this episode, what would I give out of 10? Maybe a 6. It was a fine episode. Honestly, it was kind of forgettable. I've seen better episodes. And so the next episode is called Entombed, I think it was. The episode from last week. So this time we got all the batch, except Crosshair. So I was getting an Indiana Jones vibe from this episode, because they meet this one girl who was from other episodes, while the batch was on a mission, they find this compass thing, and then Omega finds out that and the one girl finds out it leads to treasure. And so Omega begs Hunter, who's finally in this episode, to go on this mission to find this treasure to help pay for whatever they need for their living. And Hunter's not really sure about it, but he goes along with it. And so they go to this creepy looking forest planet. It's nicely animated. Tons of background was put into it. And that's what I really liked about this show. The visuals, the animation. It's really spectacular, for sure. And so far in this episode, they explore this tomb. They're in dark rooms. They have to use flashlights, and they almost die from booby traps, until eventually, when they do find this crystal thing, they also encounter this one creature. And I think it's a new one, for sure. It looked dangerous. I knew it was coming whenever they do encounter it. And we do learn a few things along the way. Omega reads some things, and eventually when they do find this tomb, it's revealed to be a sort of super weapon. And it ends up almost destroying their ship. It does destroy the Gonk droid that went with them. Gonky, I think his name is. I think he gets destroyed. I was like, no! And he got destroyed, and then it looks like, honestly, this could be a Jedi Temple. Who knows? I feel like this would be like something you'd find in the Fallen Order. I was getting an Indiana Jones vibe from this, since Indiana Jones explores temples, collects things. Honestly, they made this episode just to do like a sort of Indiana Jones inspired episode. Like, just having fun with it, not really focusing on story all that much. This episode was definitely a lot better than the race episode for sure. I hope the next few episodes are good. I looked through the IMDb of the episodes. It looks like they sound better than the other episodes. But so far, I gotta be honest, this is kind of a very kind of slow season of the Bad Batch. Like, I feel like the episodes could be more exciting, less repetitive, more fun, for sure. This episode, I'd probably give it the same rating, but maybe like a 6.5 out of 10. So tell me, have you watched the recent episodes of the Bad Batch? Anyway, thanks for watching, and may the Force be with you always.